Team Awesome is back!
Thank you, Varian. That is right. It is time once again for Tangled Talk with Team Awesome, and we have some fantastic news, guys. The hiatus is ending at last. Season 3 is returning. Well, returning. Season 3 is beginning on October 7th, and this is not a drill.
Nope.
I mean, I guess it's technically kind of old news at this point, but we were actually waiting until we had like some more information before we made another thing about it. And also, you guys can thank us because we are recording this, which means that like tomorrow we'll get a video promo.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I'm still laughing at the fact that the last time we did the podcast, 2 days later, they made the announcement before we did so many people commented on the podcast about how funny it was that we said that. So
when I posted it, I was like, please understand that we didn't know any of this because we sound like fools.
Well, I like how I straight up said in the other one about okay, this is the date that we're recording.
Yeah.
So guys, we are recording this on the 25th of September. So if the video posts tomorrow, we didn't know about it yet. Okay, so here we go. So we actually have a bit of descriptions going into this new episode, this first episode. In the season 3 premiere, Rapunzel returns to the kingdom of Corona only to find that it has been taken over by an old enemy. Still reeling from Cassandra's betrayal, Rapunzel must use her inner strength to save Corona and its people, including her parents, King Frederick and Queen Ariana. Sticking by her side is her partner in life, Eugene, her loyal chameleon sidekick, Pascal, no-nonsense and dutiful horse, Maximus, and Eugene's best friend, Lance. The episode is titled Rapunzel's Return, and the official description, because there are 2 official descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
That first one was, came on the season 3 announcement, and this is the one that's tagged on the ABC Press website about the episode. After learning the reason behind Cassandra's betrayal, Rapunzel returns to Corona only to find it has been taken over by one of her most dangerous enemies. So now we've got dangerous and we've got old. Now we know that we're going to learn about at least part of the reason why Cass did this.
First of all, Rapunzel, you don't need to save Frederick. He's stupid, and just let him die.
Mom would be sad if she did that.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah. Second note, they're mentioning who's coming back. I mean, now that I think about it, I was just about to say, Eddie's not mentioned, but then I'm like, wait, but neither is Shorty.
Oh, Tom got his wish.
Come back, and neither is Fidela, and we know that she saw her in that promo picture. So it's I get the feeling that
I worry about him.
Yeah, I do.
I hope he's gonna be okay. I warned my managers yesterday. I was like, because we were talking about Tangled, and I was like, so just so you guys know, there might be a day in the coming weeks where I will just call in the morning because I will be in mourning. I will be in actual mourning. And they were like, why? Is someone you? And I was like, no. Eugene's dad is probably going to die. I won't be able to speak to people.
Right.
I won't be able to comprehend things anymore because I will be so sad and so angry.
Okay.
Watch your backs, Disney people. No, I'm kidding. But just know I'm going to yell at you probably. I won't do anything else.
Okay, so the premiere is on a Monday at 1 p.m., and I have words for Disney about this.
Boo.
I know that we were all hey, Disney, could you air it later in the day? We didn't mean weekdays when everybody's at school or work.
1 p.m. is the crappiest time. It sucks.
Monday is actually one of my 2 days off. So I'm actually living. I would be so much happier if it was, every Monday instead of the whole week. But, whatever. Yeah.
Also, they straight up, they are taking over, a slot from the Disney Junior stuff that's playing on Disney Channel in order to air Tangled. So it's they're literally treating it like a preschool show. I'm like, guys, what the heck? I'm not happy about this. I'm not. Okay.
And I don't know when to freaking watch it because it's a weekday and I don't want to stay up until 2 a.m. every single night. I told Neil, I was like, dude, sorry, we're not watching it together. I don't know what to tell you. I can't wait until lunch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so just watch it in the morning. Honestly, what I'm probably going to do is because I've got your DirecTV access, I will probably watch it every night before I go to bed because I'll be able to watch it before midnight. So I'm like, oh, good. I'm not going to be staying up until 1 every single day to watch Tangled.
I'm just watching it when I get into work.
Formulated because Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays I work in the office. So I'm like, I'm just gonna smash my two 15-minute breaks together because my manager said I could do that.
Yes.
Unrelated to Tangled, but now it will be. And I'll just take that half hour and watch the new episode.
There you
That
go.
makes sense. I mean, honestly, also, I get to work, like, before anybody else in the mornings, so there's a chance I could get away with watching it in the mornings before anybody got to work, if for some reason I can't stay up the night before. But, like, this is ridiculous, guys. We are having to plan our life schedules around this TV show because Disney's a bunch of boneheads.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so frustrated.
Like, that's what it comes down to, is that Disney is boneheads. Okay, so the voice actors that are confirmed for season 3 are Sean Giambrone, who is the teenage version of Eugene. I am so excited.
Oh my god.
And if you guys, like, saw the live-action Kim Possible, he was Ron in the live-action Kim Possible. So, like,
Kid
oh my
from the
gosh.
Goldbergs, if you haven't seen Kim Possible.
Yeah, he's got this squeaky little voice, and it's going to be amazing, and I'm so excited. Carrie
I'm
Payton,
gonna die.
Carrie Payton as the new age thug Kai. Chris Diamond, not that. Sorry, Chris, I just butchered your name. Chris Diamantopoulos as the budding Flynn Rider, which I have questions. Betsy Sidaro as the memory-stealing witch Clementine. Artemis Pebdani as the werewolf hunter Creighton. Gina Torres as the rival queen of Ingvar. And Tara Fitzgerald as Zontiri.
Woo!
Yes.
Suntory is going to be in the show for realsies. And also, people have noticed this, that after this announcement came out, when you look at Rapunzel and the Great Tree, it has additional voices, Tara Fitzgerald. So they've already blended her voice with Hector's when the tree took Hector over.
Oh, I'm so
So,
excited.
You go back and you watch that episode and you can hear it now, and it's like, oh my god. So this is exciting. So
Isn't there
now
a song called "God Is a Woman"? Can we make a cover of that? That Zontiri is a woman.
Yes.
I'm
Nice.
funny.
So we can finally talk about Rapunzel's new outfit and Cass having the Shadow Blade.
Yes.
Because that
scared.
was
I'm scared.
yeah, Cass
scared.
having the Shadow Blade
I'm
concerns
literally
me. I mean,
scared for
here's the
everyone in the
interesting
Dark Kingdom except Eugene.
Yes.
Like, I'm scared for all of them. I know Eugene's gonna be okay, but I'm like, is Kieran gonna be okay? Is Adira gonna be okay? Is Hector gonna be okay? Is Eddie gonna be okay?
No.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about how Cass is a physical fighter, but she doesn't really know magic. So despite the fact that she now has magical powers, it makes sense for her to be like, screw making rocks grow, I'm claiming the sword. And I'm going to go after people with the sword. But I agree with you that I'm concerned for everybody except Eugene and Hamuel. I'm not concerned for Hamuel. So also, Eugene has a yummy new outfit, which I realized today is quite probably inspired by one of Bastion's character designs.
That's amazing.
So, like, they're really driving home the whole Eugene is every version ever. Like, it's amazing. I'm so excited about that.
Baby boy is coming home. I'm so happy for him. I saw somebody in the comments who was like, "Oh my god, he looks like Kristoff," and I was like, "You shut your dirty mouth." Kristoff looks like him.
Yeah, Chris looks like him. Yeah, like this one person was like, I can't help but notice, like, he looks low key looks like Kristoff, and I'm like, no, he high key looks like Kristoff, dude. I mean,
What did
they
I
use,
say?
like, they reuse
What did I
character
say
design.
about Kristoff earlier in the week? That he's just recycled Bastion served on ice.
Ah!
Yes, recycled Bastion served on ice. I love that.
That's what we're calling him. I'm not going to refer to him as Kristoff anymore.
Recycled Bastion served on ice. It's beautiful. I love it. So both Jeremy and Jordan and Ben Balistrieri, like right after the season 3 announcement came out, they tweeted things that have implied that Varian will be not just in season 3, but in the premiere itself, because all Jeremy tweeted was soon. That was like reblogged the announcement and typed soon, and that was his addition to it. And Ben has drawn several pictures of Varian in cosplay, often accompanied by Rediger, carrying a sign that says October 7th. So, like, that has been him drumming up, attention for this premiere, but also it kind of implies that Varian's going to be in the premiere. So that being the case, let's speculate on the news we've gotten. So, who has taken over Corona? My money is like 100% on the Separatists of Sapporo.
Monty.
Yes! Oh my god, it's absolutely Monty. He's
Nah.
old and a foe And, you know.
Nah, I'm
Yeah.
going Separatist. I don't think it's Varian. I really don't. Varian would be
Well,
too easy of an answer.
I don't feel like it. I mean, it could be Zontiri, but I don't feel like it would be Zontiri yet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think they
Zontiri
dropped that
would be
full
like
cast. I do wonder though if Zontiri
Or
is
final
connected to
battle.
the Separatists.
Yeah.
So it's like if they drop the Separatists in our lap and are like, ta-da, it's Separatists, and then they're like, oh, by the way, Separatists are connected to Zontiri. I'm like, I'm not surprised. So if that happens, I'm not surprised. For the record. But yeah, so it's like also in a very, very meta sense, and this occurred to me while I was thinking about it possibly being the Separatists. First of all, they keep bringing the Separatists up without bringing them up.
Mhm.
It reminds me of when they kept like face dropping Zontiri without saying his name, so that we wouldn't forget that Zontiri existed.
Mhm.
So, you know, we have in Rapunzel Day 1 how they like have the apothecary cart in the book were both Separatist magical items.
Mhm.
And in a meta sense, like, Tom is so attached to Andrew. Like,
yeah.
remember when Ricky said that King Trevor was his favorite character? And we're like, King Trevor, why? And then it turns out that he wrote for King Trevor, and so like, oh, because you got this connection with him. Well, would Tom be this
And Trevor
attached to
becomes a
Andrew?
lot funnier too.
Yeah.
He does. He really does. But would Tom be this attached to Andrew if Andrew was a one-shot? Like, really?
Yeah.
And then it occurred to me that Kate and Tom have always had a currently ongoing, like, as we speak, they've been doing this for a couple days now, a back and forth Andrew versus Varian thing in fan art. And before it was just silly fan art, and all of a sudden I'm going like, wait a second. If the Separatists took over Corona, then Andrew and Varian actually would meet.
Yeah. And they'd be
And
snarky
so,
towards each other, and it
like-
would be amazing.
Like, so if this is like, if these silliness is actually based on an actual animosity in the show, I'm going to die
Mhm.
and live at the same time. Like, this is going to be amazing. I am like super excited for even the prospect of this being a real thing. Yeah. So Seporia is Separatists of Seporia is who I'm guessing is going to be our people who take over. The reason why not Varian is a couple-fold. First of all, it said it was an old enemy of Coronas, you know, just not necessarily of Rapunzel's, but an old
Mhm.
enemy.
Yeah.
And like Varian's a new enemy, you know, sorry, Corona, but Varian has only been around for like a year in your history. So it ain't Varian. And also Varian, that was like taking over Corona was never his MO.
Mhm.
Like, that's not what he wanted. So why would he do it? You know, it's just,
I just wanted sweet, sweet revenge.
yeah, but you know, sweet revenge to the point of taking over Corona, he'd be like, okay, now what? You know?
Yeah.
So like everybody would show up and he'd be like, yeah, I really didn't realize what I got into, and I understand, Rapunzel, now why you didn't come bother to rescue me, because like this is hard. So here, have your kingdom back. I don't want it. I mean, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Anyway, so I don't think it's Varian. People have wondered if it's going to be Lady Kane, who she didn't really try to take over Corona exactly so much as capture Frederick, but she like left Ariana alone. So she wanted revenge specifically on Frederick, not on the entire kingdom.
Mhm.
Also, she's currently on a boat.
Yes.
So yeah. Also, oh yeah, I'd like to point out that another reason why I think it might be Seporia is because Andrew wasn't on the boat.
Mhm.
So
Where is he?
So if he was if he was in Seporia, if he was in Corona prison, and then Seporia took over and sent all of those prisoners off on the prison barge, why would they send Andrew with them? Andrew's one of them.
Mhm.
We know that as of Happiness is, everything was hunky-dory because Rapunzel sent the lantern back and they got it just fine in their bedroom. Everything was hunky-dory. However, the very following episode is the episode where we get to the prison barge, but we also know it took weeks for them to repair the dang caravan. So in those weeks, the Separatists of Seporia could have easily taken over. Also, if it's a Separatist, I'd be really excited because that means that Andrew's going to ask where Cassandra is.
Mhm.
Like, oh, hi! Someone gets to explain that to him and probably the captain of the guard at the exact same time.
Yes.
Like, isn't it gonna be great for that to be like this great big like announcement in the throne room where they're like, oh, by the way, here's what's going on with Cassandra.
You may have noticed she's not with us.
So yeah, that's gonna be.
Why'd you trade Cassandra for a crazy old man? Who knows?
Cass did not age well. I don't.
Did you lose an arm? Is that what's going on? Is that why she's mad now? Hey, she did lose an arm. How about that?
Hey!
It's the same humans too. Oh my
Oh
god!
my gosh! I have a theory.
Is Cass also gonna lose an arm? Oh my god! Then we'd have four amputees, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
The Hooks,
it would be 4.
Eddie. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it'd be 4.
Crazy.
Yeah, that'd be 4.
That would be wild.
I mean, we were wondering if the episode is going to pick up directly after Destinies Collide, which would make the most sense. And now that we know that they're going to learn about why Cass did this, I presume that yes, it's going to pick up directly after Destinies Collide. I have this theory,
That scares me
So
much. Because I'm like, what if they come out of the room and Cass is just like, spikes! And one just gets my Eddie. And we get, no, Eugene, father-son bonding. And he's just gone. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. Eugene was trying to take him away from there.
I don't want that to be the case, so I'm going to pretend that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep, me too.
That's just how...
I'm at that point where I was with Dark Prince Eugene, where I'm like, I can't think about it, or I'm going to cry.
But, so I came up with this theory that I actually really love so much that, like, if it's not this way, I'll be kind of sad, which is very odd for me, especially over something so minor. So we saw in the picture that came with the preview or the premiere thingy, the announcement, we saw that Ulf is with them in a hot air balloon. And that just makes me be like, okay, so if they're going straight home, then does Ulf, like, show up with the balloon? And the best part about it being Ulf is that he can't tell them what's wrong because he's a mime. And how do you mime the Separatists that Seporia took over Corona? So all he'll really be able to do is frantically mime that they need to come with him now. And they're going to be like, okay, well, we kind of got it because there's nothing we can do about Cass right now. I suspect Cass is going to leave also, not like immediately, but I suspect that she'll do what she's going to do and then leave. So it's like they can't really follow her. So he's going to show up in this balloon, and they're just going to go with him. And I'm envisioning this really beautiful, like, kind of homage thing where they're, like, following the Black Rocks back to Corona, but they're passing over all the things they did during season 2 while they're doing it. And so it's just kind of like good memories and whatnot, and so they are gradually going from the dire mood of the Dark Kingdom to the happy mood of we're going home, and then they're gonna get home and, like, go into the throne room and bam, here's the problem. So,
oh my god, I just had a thought, but I don't know, I shouldn't say it. I've been talking too much about Edmund anyway. One of my coworkers was like, wait, you're psychic about him, right? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, if you already anticipate him dying, that probably means it's gonna happen. And I was like, shut your mouth. No, but I was just gonna say, if they're taking the hot air balloon and Edmund doesn't die immediately, then he'll get to see, the outside, which he hasn't seen for 25 years. It'll kind of be like Rapunzel getting out of the tower for the first time.
That'd be so cute.
Can't think about it. I'm gonna cry.
Also, you can imagine Edmund, like, going to, like, take her down, quote unquote, and, like, turning the thing the wrong way and being just like his son in that regard, and he doesn't know how to fly a hot air balloon.
Didn't you come up with the thing where, like, Edmund's the only one that could understand Ulf? Like, nobody understood him, and Edmund's like, oh, the Separatists. And they're like, what?
I came up with it. Like, he's like, I have no idea what a Separatist of Seporia is. I mean, he says it, like, after they leave. He's like, I've got no idea what a Separatist of Seporia is, but...
Wait, what? What did you just...
Like, okay, so my theory was that because Ulf is miming and, like, nobody understands what the heck he's saying, because Edmund has lived alone for so long, he understands miming perfectly.
That would be so funny.
Like, you guys better just go with him. So they go with him, and he's taking off. He's standing there, he's like, oh, I don't know what a Separatist of Seporia is, but that's good. Probably a good thing that they left.
Have fun with your Separatists.
Right? Have fun storming the castle. So, yeah, so we also know that Suntory is definitely going to be in this, and Suntory is voiced by a woman, which brings up the question, is Suntory going to be female, or are they going to be some sort of a non-binary, I don't care about your gender norms, being from another dimension,
Mhm.
or is
Oh my
it
God,
going
if
to
we
be
got a non-binary character, I think I would cry.
But think about it this way: Zontiri's disciples are 2 women and a man.
Mhm.
So
A very effeminate man.
That's
and
true.
very effeminate man at that. Yes. So it's
Yeah.
like Zontiri's like, no, I'm like a queen. Okay. So
That would be
yeah,
amazing.
Zontiri is whether Zontiri is female or non-binary, it's amazing because
Yep.
if they're female, then like this is a female monster, like straight up monster, and that's like incredible, and I love that.
There's gonna be some weird fan art coming out.
Oh yeah, there
Oh
sure is.
God. Children, cover your eyes. Please. For your sake, cover your eyes. I have seen some dark
Yeah.
things in my time
yeah.
on the internet.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Cover your eyes.
Okay, so apparently we now have Eugene's backstory confirmed
Yes.
because we have a teenage Eugene. And so that's like, but the question is a budding Flynn Rider different from a teenage Eugene?
Yeah,
So
I
now-
don't know.
Question: do we get to see teenage Lance?
Oh,
we better.
yes.
We freaking better, man. Like,
I agree.
I want to see them both at like all ages until they like. I'd even like to see when they went separate ways because like it went separate ways at one point. Probably because Lance got arrested, and probably because they had a deal where if either one of us gets arrested, the other one just leaves. You know?
Mhm.
Wait, if we're gonna see teenage Eugene, are we gonna see teenage Stallion?
Alien?
We gonna see
there.
their, or are we gonna see when he left her at the altar?
Ooh, that would be awesome.
That would be great.
Pretty cool. But about the budding Flynn Rider, so my first theory is that a budding Flynn Rider, and the funny thing is that Chris Diamantopoulos' voice is like deep, or deeper than, obviously deeper than other people's, but he also voices Mickey Mouse in the shorts. So like, so maybe he can affect a higher voice without sounding falsetto. We don't know. So my question is it going to be that like, we got a teenage Eugene, is that like early teens, and then a budding Flynn Rider will be like a later teens, but before technically an adult? I mean, I feel like they didn't think things through when they said that heist in The Return of Strongbow happened 8 years ago.
Mhm.
Oh, you
Because-
mean when he was like 17?
When he was like 16, yeah.
Oh
because-
yeah, I guess it would be 16.
Yeah,
thinking you're right.
so I mean, I think that they didn't think that through very hard because immediately everybody started doing, the meme where that woman's staring off into space and there's all the mathematical equations going around her head because we couldn't figure out how old Eugene was at the time of that thing, which makes us wonder how old he was when they were supposed to get married,
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So the timeline might be a little fuzzy because it could be that when they wrote that episode, they were not solid on where they were going exactly.
I mean, it is like the, what, 6th or 7th episode? So like,
Yeah, exactly.
fair.
Exactly.
Probably written in like early, or
15 or something
yeah,
like
early
that,
2015, late 2014, something like that. So
Yeah. So I
Fair.
mean, chances are very good that they just did not have their timeline solidified at that
Mhm.
point. But
Ain't
another
blaming you
theory
guys.
another theory I have is that now that Eugene doesn't go by Flynn Rider anymore, there's some new kid on the block who decides he's going to make a name for himself, and he's like, "Hey, free nickname."
Will
So he goes to
absolutely
use the pseudonym, and Eugene can't really say a boo about it because he took it from a book in the first place. So it's not like he owns the name. So maybe Eugene is going to have to like deal with his fake reputation being tarnished by someone else, and there's not really anything he can do
he's
about it.
gonna hate that.
That will be
And
awesome.
if that happens and Eddie is still alive, he's gonna cackle because that's the kind of dad he is. And he's gonna be like, "Oh, this is funny," and Eugene will be like, "Stop it."
My third theory is that there is going to be like a play of the adventures of Flanagan Rider, and that this budding Flynn Rider is an actor, and Eugene and he are all like up in each other's faces because they don't agree on how Flynn Rider ought to be portrayed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, you were talking about actors in a play, and I'm like, "Oh, what if it's like the Ember Island Players?"
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I mean, no one can replicate the beauty of that episode, but they could sure try. I'd love to see it. It'd be like
awesome.
outtakes.
I would love. Oh my gosh. Okay, so those are my theories about who this budding Flynn Rider possibly could be. So they mentioned a memory-stealing witch, and that makes me wonder if she's a separatist, because the last time we saw anything to do with memory, it was from that memory, which was a separatist artifact. So is she a separatist? Are we going to meet her like pretty quick in? Which actually also made me think about the fact that the separatists have both fighters and magicians, and that's like cool. Like, no, we're a fully fledged army. Don't mind us, you know. We just had to wait for like the dream team to leave Corona before they could take over.
There's a great D&D team there.
So starting on September 30th, which is a Monday through Friday thing, leading up to the premiere, we're going to have Disney Channel airing season 2 reruns. They're starting with You're Kidding Me on Monday the 30th, and they're ending with Destiny's Collide Part 2 on Friday the 4th. So that's a full week of 1 in the afternoon.
I understand why they're splitting it up, but I'm like, why would you split up Destiny's Collide?
Yeah, I know.
It's the greatest episode.
Splitting up doesn't bother me, or doesn't even make me do that, because I remember I have seen, back when they bothered to air reruns at all when the series first came out, I remember them splitting up Tangled Before Ever After, and it was strange.
I remember, yeah.
But they do, I mean, these episodes are designed to be 2 episodes if they need to air them that way, so they're doing it.
If you watch Destiny's Collide in 2 parts, you get the beauty of Eugene finding his papa, but you miss out, if you are only watching the first part, on Everything I Ever Thought I Knew, you know, the greatest song ever. So, yeah, it's just funny to me.
My question is, where's the episode divide? Because there are 2 really good, solid places to divide the episode. The first one is I Am Your Father, and end the episode there. The second one is
that's
Eugene.
Too early. It's 15 minutes in.
Isn't it?
I can't.
And then the other one, because Tom said that he did the back half of the episode, then I think that the break is at I'm sorry, Rapunzel, I won't let you in, and closes the door, and that's the end of the episode.
That's a dirty cliffhanger.
That is just pure evil.
For all those little children watching it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
They're like, Mommy, are they not together anymore?
Don't they love each other?
Be quiet, New Dream's having a moment.
So, there are some other episode titles that were released a while ago, and I wasn't sure that they were accurate, but we've been seeing TV schedules are coming out now, and all of these episodes, or 2 of these episodes have been on there. So I am confident now that these are accurate episode titles, regardless of the airing schedule. These are actual titles. So the titles that we have so far are, after Rapunzel's Return, we have Return of the King, Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf, The Lost Treasure of Hers to Son, No Time Like the Past, Beginnings, The King and the Queen of Hearts, Day of the Animals, and Be Very Afraid.
I am.
So...
Thanks, Tangled. I am.
So these are like some interesting episode titles. For one thing, Return of the King, I mean, that sounds like it's going to be everything is settled in Corona, and now Frederick's on the throne again. Or possibly...
We better not have
Edmund
a Frederick-centered episode.
Or possibly Edmund shows up after the premiere. You're like, okay, kids, I'm here. You know, and he like comes flying in on like a bed of ravens or something.
Yes. Wait, he comes in like the Baron. The Baron Humbert von Gickingen from The Cat Returns. Anybody seen that movie?
Nope.
Yes. There's a part in the movie where there's a whole bunch of ravens, and they make a little beautiful spiral, and they get to walk on them, and it's adorable, and that's exactly what I want to happen.
That would be amazing.
Yep. Okay, so Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? We all knew a werewolf episode was coming, and this is the triple confirmation. I can't believe the werewolf episode so early in season 3. Like, I was not expecting it to be like, oh, right off the bat, werewolf episode. So, because we had the one little teeny tiny bit of leaked script from like a while back, and then we have this episode title, and then we have, Crichton the Werewolf Hunter. Yep. So, werewolf episode, that's coming.
So excited for Crichton and Walla and, Twilight references maybe. That'd be great.
Yes!
Kelsey and I will be like, woo! And everyone else will be like, what the frick is going on?
You know what? It's like Twilight Renaissance right now, and that's kind of amazing.
It's
yes.
true.
It's because what I love about it is that as somebody who read the books to see if they were either as good or as bad as everybody thought, and my conclusion being that they were neither as good nor as bad as everyone thought. I'm actually really enjoying seeing the fans have grown up and being like, oh no, we acknowledge that this isn't good, but we had a lot of fun with it, and the nostalgia is fantastic.
Exactly.
And it's just like, it's really good. I'm really enjoying the Renaissance. I am.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And so I would not be sad if they had some Twilight references in this episode.
That would be
mean,
incredible.
It'd be
I'm gonna have
awesome.
to like I'm gonna get on Twitter and Instagram immediately after and be like, all right, who are my Twihards in the Tangled crew? We'll put that in
Which
there.
team are you?
Love you.
Listen, that was my Tangled before
So-
Tangled.
Yep.
There you go. So the Lost Treasure of Herster San, that kind of even more heavily leans on the idea of it being the Separatists, and it also kind of vaguely implies that just because the Separatists are gone at the end of the premiere doesn't mean they're gone for good.
Mm-hmm.
And that could very well be the whole thing about maybe they're connected to Suntory. So, yeah, because if we're bringing Herster San back into this, then, like, yay.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Also,
a question
yes,
that I just thought of.
yes, I have an
if-
answer maybe.
If the mid-season is called Cassandra's Revenge, do we think that maybe Cass isn't going to be present for the first half of the season after she departs, possibly? in
I
the
thought
premiere.
about that. I thought that could potentially be a thing that happens, that we might not see her again, or we might do kind of like they did with Varian, where they'll
Mhm.
like occasionally cut back to show what she's up to.
Mhm.
Yep. You know?
What
So-
evil deeds she is plotting. Mwahaha.
That just means more new dreams, so I'm here for it.
Oh yeah.
So,
Maybe if I
no,
get my way.
like the past, I am sincerely hoping is our Eugene backstory episode.
Yes.
Woo!
That or beginnings. Let's
See,
say.
here's the thing,
Yeah.
though. Okay, here's the thing
One
with
of the
beginnings.
two.
Is that when I was speculating that Beginnings might be the Eugene's backstory episode, I got an anon on Tumblr. And it was an anon, so I can't take them at their word.
Mhm.
But they straight up said, Beginnings isn't about Eugene.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And I was just like, thanks for saying so, but who the heck are you? And
Yeah,
prove
right.
it, you know? So it's like, so I don't know for a fact that they were accurate, but like, they also had nothing to lose by sending that anon.
Mhm.
So, like, I'm like, take it into my messages, you know?
And you're
But,
like, I'll think about it.
So yeah, so that it could be accurate. The beginnings might be about Cass. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
Ooh, that would be interesting. Or about Zontiri's rise to power.
Oh, that's on Tyrion's rise to power, right? So
That
like,
would be
there's a whole
so
bunch of there's a whole bunch of things that this could be. It's nice and vague. So you've got the King and Queen of Hearts, which brings back to mind the Day of Hearts, which also links into Herster San. But then you also have this queen that Gina Torres is going to be playing, which one of the things I love is Ingvar sounds a Viking. So, like, are they going to, like, have a Viking society that they're going to bring into the show? Because that'd be fun.
Mhm.
It reminds me of the guy who wanted the popcorn in the Challenge of the Brave.
Yes.
Then you have Day of the Animals, which, honestly, I kind of sincerely hope that this is an episode that is almost entirely the animal characters with almost no dialogue. Little to no dialogue. Because honestly, going back to before the series ever started, I said I wanted an episode like that. I'm like, I would love an episode that was like relied entirely on visual storytelling and not on dialogue. That would be
Mhm.
super great. And just have it be like the animals are up to some sort of a weird hijinks. So, because it's like most of Tangled Ever After was animal hijinks without dialogue.
Mhm.
So,
Sadly.
like they could do it. They've been known to. So, and then Be Very Afraid. I'm simply very afraid about. For one thing, if the projected schedule is accurate, then Be Very Afraid comes out on October 18th. So it's kind of like our Halloween episode.
Mhm.
So I have no clue what that's going to be about at all. Not a clue.
I'm
It's gonna
excited.
be It's gonna be the Scary Stories episode where everybody gets to tell a different scary story around the campfire.
That would
Okay.
be awesome. I could listen to Eugene tell me a scary story.
That would-
Ooh.
Or Lance. That would be even
Or
better.
Lance. Watch Lance be like an amazing scary storyteller, even though he gets like totally scared by everybody else's story.
That would be awesome.
Like so Lance. So yeah, like I said before, some people's like cable guides are starting to like say that the episodes are coming out in bomb format. So we did get that Return of the King is going to be on the 8th, and we've got Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf is going to be on the 9th, but none of these guides have episode descriptions. So honestly, I'm okay with that, because if we're going to get it in bomb format, don't spoil it for me. You know? It's like, it's one thing.
Please don't pull a Lost and Found.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's one thing. Honestly, though, it is one thing when you've got a whole week to think about what this episode might be about, or even more than that because it came out earlier than that. But it's another thing when you're just going to get them bam, 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 and you've got no time to think about it. So if I've got no time to think about it, then I don't even want to know. Just surprise me at every turn. That would be preferable to me. Ricky Roxburgh, he has announced that he will reveal the answer to Ricky's quest after the season 3 premiere, and that there will be a prize. It will be a one-of-a-kind, completely unique prize to whoever guesses right. So you have...
I feel like since he's saying that, he's going to announce it, that means somebody got it right.
Well, I mean, he told me a while ago that he knew when he was going to announce it, but he would not tell me when that was going to be. So
Gotcha.
He did his own announcement about when he was going to announce it. But yeah, I kind of, since he decides that there is going to be a prize, then that implies that somebody's got it right.
Yeah.
But it's not too late to throw your hat into the ring and be like, maybe this is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there are any guesses that people have made that he's like, oh, nobody noticed that, but it didn't occur to me that nobody had noticed that. And so maybe more than one person is right. Who knows? So anyway, guys, you have, approximately a week and a half to get those guesses in. And after the premiere, Ricky's going to let us know what the answer to his quest is. And we can finally close that chapter of our lives. Yay.
Yes.
And then on a non-series aspect, we've finally gotten some news on the ride that's coming to Tokyo Disney Sea. And the fun thing about this is I say this, and there are going to be people who are like, there's a ride coming to Tokyo Disney Sea.
I'll link it.
Just a ride. It's actually, they're building a little Corona corner in Tokyo Disney Sea. So that's opening in 2022, I think.
Yep.
I think
and so, ladies, we need to start saving our money.
Yes.
We got to go.
Yeah.
I want that even more than I want a cruise.
Yes.
Yes.
But, so yeah, as part of a whole Tangled theme area, there's going to be there's this animatronic Pascal that they had released video of it before, but excitement for this animatronic Pascal has reemerged because of this announcement. And he is just so freaking cute. I posted GIFs of him.
He's so realistic looking. It's so weird.
I had a dream about that thing when that came out.
I posted
he's in the movie style, but he moves
realistic.
like an actual thing. So it's what?
It's amazing.
Number one,
I'm so excited.
The number one comment people have made about him is, I want 1 or 12 or 20 or however. So I want 1 is the biggest number. But the number 2 one is the number of people who've said, I thought that was CGI at first. It's astounding. Because his little mouth even doesn't just flap like a Muppet. It can roll, so part of his lips are open on the side while other parts aren't. Yeah. He is amazing, and all of his circuitry is located in his body. So there's a potential that he will be a carry around prop that goes with the face characters.
Oh my god.
So
it's gonna be adorable.
Be freaking adorable, man.
The only thing I'm worried about with the Tangled attraction is Eugene. I'm scared he's going to be really pretty, and that I'm going to do something stupid try and just
take it.
Buzzy him. Do you guys know about Buzzy?
So
Buzzy got stolen from Walt Disney World.
Yes, I do know about Buzzy.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna Buzzy Eugene.
Right? Well, considering there will be more than one
what?
Eugene, I'll Buzzy a different one of the Eugenes. So we'll just stick him in face character clothes and lead them backstage and pretend it's an actor and be like, no, he's just going home.
I'll just put
He's sick. We need to help
him.
him.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's leaking hydraulic fluid everywhere. He's fine.
So, the interesting thing is that they've got a new ride system in place for it, and I'm really into this ride. The thing that you people don't understand is I scream about Tangled, but I'm actually a theme park nerd also. The mechanics behind theme parks is fascinating to me. So this is really cool to me. There's a new ride system in place for it. It's going to be an omni-mover system, Haunted Mansion is an omni-mover system where it's just your boat thing is on a belt, and the belt just constantly moves. That's what an omnimover system is. So like Haunted Mansion and Little Mermaid and all of those are omnimovers. So it's going to be like that, but it's also going to be boats. And the boats are linked to a constantly moving chain so that you don't get any of that like running into each other like you do on Pirates of the Caribbean. Or
thank
small.
God.
But there will be parts where the boats can come free of the chain, and then Magnet will control what direction they're facing and how fast they're moving, so that they'll then link back up to the chain when they get to the other part that they don't need to be direction controlled anymore. So
I don't know what we would be seeing at different angles, but they better put me on the side where I can see Eugene the best.
Mm-hmm.
It will be like lanterns and things. Like I'm imagining this in like the lantern room. It's going to be a water ride with a lantern. This is going to be fantastic, guys.
So
like,
put me in the spot where I can see Eugene the best. Yeah.
Sure. Awesome. Be fantastic. I love it, and I'm so excited. I'm like really excited about this. I'm like, gotta go to Tokyo. Yes. I mean, me who can't like save up enough money to go on a dang cruise is like, gotta go to Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
As we are winding this particular Tangled talk up, people have been starting to wonder what we are going to do with the podcast under the increasingly likely event of a series bomb. So we actually do have a plan in place. And the plan is that tentpole episodes will get a podcast all to themselves. And then the other podcast will be 2 episodes apiece. Maybe 3 if we just did a tentpole episode. We're like, well, we can't just leave this one little straggler going. So we might do 3. And then we're going to record the podcast twice a week with our own schedules permitting. So like you're actually going to get more Tangled talk than usual, which is not it's like more Tangled talk than usual, but like less Tangled talk per season because it will actually split into half.
Yeah.
So
and the episodes might be a little longer, just so you know.
Yes,
because we're going to be talking about 2 episodes, and if they're both big things, you know,
like
big things happen.
If you guys remember how the last half of season 2 was, how we like talked 2 episodes at a time, and each podcast was a little over an hour. That's gotta start being the norm if they're gonna do this to us.
Yeah.
So we do have a Tangle Talk plan in place, and if the schedule that was previously announced but like not announced by an official source, if that schedule is to be believed, then they'll like have 4 episodes a week and then like 4 days where there are no episodes. So like Monday through Thursday, and then like Friday through Monday there's no episodes, and then Tuesday through Friday. And so I don't know, because we don't have the schedule yet because they refuse to tell us. So strap in, guys. This is liable to be a bumpy ride. Welcome back, Tangled. Finally. Yay. Season 3 is upon us. And I'm kind of terrified. I don't want it to end. I really don't. And like them giving us the bomb format, they're just pushing it. And I'm like, I don't want it to end so fast, but that might be our lot in life. Yeah. But welcome back, Tangled, guys. This is exciting. We're actually going to do another podcast next week because we will probably have a better idea of the schedule by next week. And if they drop a video promo after we have recorded this, then you're welcome. Yes. That was us.
It's a gift we have.
It's the magic of Tangled Talk.
It is. We've pushed things along just by recording and being incapable of talking about it. So thanks for joining us again this time, guys, and we will be talking to you sooner this time than last time, and catch you later. Bye.
Bye.